This video will work through problem 11.8 in Gapenski's Healthcare Finance, 6th edition. Problem 11.8, Jane Smith, MD, has had a great year in her pediatrics practice and has cash that she wants to invest. Her financial advisor suggests she buy 7-year, $1,500 par value bond with an annual coupon rate of 10% and 3 years remaining to maturity. Dr. Smith decides to explore her options. She discovers that new, similarly risky bonds have an average annual rate of return of 12%. Bank certificates of deposit are returning 5% annually on average, while a mutual fund investing in high-risk growth stocks has an average annual rate of 20%. If Dr. Smith follows her financial advisor's advice, what is the maximum amount she should pay for her bond? Explain your answer. Okay. So some of these things are there's a lot of data in here, and we're being given all that stuff for a reason. It's going to help us figure out how to value the bond that the financial advisor is suggesting. So what do we know? All right, well, first of all, we know that it's a 7-year bond, so N equals 7. It has a $1,500 par. And it has 3 years remaining to maturity. So actually it wouldn't be N, it wouldn't be 7, N would be 3. So it started out as a 7-year bond, aged 4 years. Now it's got 3 years left. Okay. Annual coupon rate of 10%. So that means that the payment, it's annual, so the payment is going to be 1,500 times 0.1 equals 150. And what else do we know? She discovers that new, similarly risky bonds have an average annual rate of return of 12%. So that means, presumably what that means is the market rate that we should use, the market interest rate that we should be using to evaluate this bond should be 12%. It also means, so we also know here that I is greater than C, right? So the market interest rate is greater than the coupon rate. So that means that this bond, the PV, is going to be less than the par, right? So we're going to be looking for Dr. Smith is going to want to pay something less than $1,500 for this bond. Okay, bank certificates of deposit are currently returning 5% annually on average, while a mutual fund investing in high-risk growth stocks has an average annual rate of return of 20%. These tidbits are basically red herrings for the, getting you to kind of spin. You're looking for an appropriate comparison point, and so CDs wouldn't be appropriate because they are near riskless, and the bond here that we're discussing is presumably has some risk. And then high-risk growth stocks, stocks are riskier than bonds, period. And then high-risk growth, if we're returning 20% on average, what we're talking about here is those stocks, the mutual fund with those stocks is probably significantly more risky. So neither one of those is a useful comparison. So we're going to stick with the 12% that we get from the similar bonds. Okay. So let's draw what we know. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? We know that we were going to get 3, or Dr. Smith, I guess not we, will get 150. She'll get $150 3 times, plus she'll get $1,500 at the end for a total of $1,650. And we're going to be discounting at 12%. So N equals 3. Payment equals 150. FV equals 1,500. And I equals 12. We want to know what is our PV. So clear our TVM. N is 3, I is 12, payment is 150, future value is 1500, compute PV, and we get 1428-ish. So at the end of the day, if she wants to earn 12% interest, because she could just as easily buy a new bond and earn 12% interest, then she would want to pay no more than $1,428 for this bond. So $1,428.